Hi guys, DK here from KaroroCAM. Today I'm going to be taking you through the 2D facing operation for KaroroCAM for Rhino 8 for Windows. The facing operation is typically the first operation we would do on a piece of stock, and it's typically used just to remove a very thin layer from the top surface of a piece of stock to bring it down to perfectly flat and a known height. So to that end, I've prepared these three objects in Rhino, and to get started, I'm going to shaded view, and I need a closed curve to define the machining area for KaroroCAM. So if I go to curve from objects, duplicate face border, and then select these three top surfaces, that will create three closed curves for us. I can then turn off the layer that has my my original stock in it, and I can shift these closed curves to our 2D facing operation. And it'll take KaroroCAM will automatically create a toolpath for us as soon as those curves are onto that layer. So we have a few things we can change here. One of them is our pass angle. We could say change this to 45 degrees, and that will create the path moving back and forth on an angle relative to the x-axis. And we're going to be using a flat end mill and 25 mil. Typically this is fairly typical actually of a machining or a surfacing or facing operation, where you would use a larger tool bit. A tool number is required if we have an automatic tool changer, but we don't on this particular machine, so we'll leave that at 1. And 24,000 RPM is about the limit for a 25mm tool bit, but that'll be great here. A step over of 20mm is quite good. We'll only be taking a very minor amount of material, so just a small overlap between the steps is absolutely fine. And our facing depth, we have the option of selected curves, the top of our stock or the bottom of our stock. But for this particular operation, I think we will do selected curves, and I wanted to do just 0.5 minus 0.5 millimeters below those selected curves. We don't need to use multiple depths for this particular operation. And the only other thing is we currently have the tool centered on the boundary, and because we're facing off these pieces, I think we want to extend this out so we can actually go to tool outside of boundary, which will just make our passes, make sure they completely clear all the geometry and remove all of the stock. So we can turn off that, and now I think we're pretty much set there. I'd like to do a preview and see we're ready to go here. I'm going to slow this down a little bit and unpause. And there we go. That we'll just take that large 25mm bit and take 0.5 millimeter off the surface of these three pieces that we're looking at. I think that's looking absolutely fine. I'll just get it to start the last one. Especially with these stranger shapes, it is better to you will guarantee that you'll actually get the edges all of the way around if you have the tool come to outside of the stock curve. That's all looking excellent. So we'll stop that, go back to toolpath, And then from here, all we need to do is post-process. And I'm going to be using a rich auto DSP controlled CNC machine today. So I just need to save the G-code, and we'll call that 240926 3 test pieces 2D facing. There we go. And that has been successfully exported. I can now simply copy that onto the drive that my machine works from and start my machining operation. Well, thank you very much, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email KaroroCAM@gmail.com or place a question in the comments down below. Thanks very much.